Congratulations, and we've had the privilege of working with the East Baton Rouge Parish Library this semester. I'm Haley Manson, I served as the account liaison.
I'm Caroline Schulin, I was the strategy director.
I'm Carly Thibodeau, I was the writing director.
I'm Katie Richard, I was the research director.
I'm Samantha Starr, and I was the event director.
I'm Maggie Robert, and I served as the design director.
So most of you probably remember the libraries of your childhood. You have these very, old and dreary images in your head, and you think back on the library when you were younger, and you kind of have these different kind of not so great vibes sometimes. Like people have these, really iffy memories of the library. But the East Baton Rouge Parish Library has worked so very hard to make this completely changed. They have done so many things. The new main library is a top-notch facility. So the world changed around us, the library did too, and we wanted to tell the world about this, so we decided to do an awareness campaign. The library opened in 1939, so it's a lot different from what it was then, and kudos to Mary Stein, the assistant library director, and her staff for just revamping the whole system and making it a great place that's still relevant in the community today. So although there are many advocates of the library, there are also people in the community that feel like the library's relevance is fading due to the internet. So that's kind of the situation that we faced. We wanted to change the perception of these people and make them see that the library really is still relevant today. So these publics in a secondary research document that we read were defined as rare and occasional users of the library. So we wanted to target these people as our primary target audience. And the rare and occasional users were further classified as people of retirement age and as young business professionals. So this kind of makes sense when you think about it, of people in terms of thinking that the library is a cool place to go and hang out. Then our secondary audiences were determined later in the campaign to be mothers and unemployed persons, and these people are common users of the library. So we wanted to target them and let them know about the new services that the library offered.
So after we determined our key publics, we created a SWOT analysis to better understand the library and also to help us focus our research efforts. And so one of the first things is the strengths. And East Baton Rouge Parish Library had several, one of them being the incredible community and governmental support, but also they have a plethora of resources that they offer. These serve informational purposes, educational, recreational, and they're offered to all the community members. However, one weakness is the library's atmosphere. And so if you go into a library and you think about how you feel about it, and then you go into a place like Barnes & Noble, and you compare the two, the atmosphere is kind of dreary of a library. There's not much liveliness, and so it had more of a negative effect. But we wanted to capitalize on one of the opportunities that East Baton Rouge Parish Library has, which is the opening of the new main library. And this served as an important and crucial purpose to be able to push out and inform everybody about the services that they offered. But there was, however, a threat, which is the library property tax, which is being renewed in 2015. And this property tax is crucial to East Baton Rouge Parish Library being seen in a positive image and a positive way for voters. And so in order to determine what kind of campaign we wanted to run, our primary research method was through a survey. We asked several questions such as how often do you go to the library, what is your perception of the library, what services do you know about and what services do you use, and how do you stay in touch and how do you stay updated with the library. So we did a very grassroots method. We took these survey cards and we passed them out by hand, face-to-face, in the 70806 zip code, kind of in a place like Town and Country off Corporate. Surprisingly, we only had one or two negative feedback. One person said no one uses the library because everybody has internet. So through our survey, through what we discovered, we determined that there needed to be an increase in the awarenesses of these technologies and services that the library offers. And for example, through the graph, you can see when we asked about these individual services, less than 40% of the people knew about every individual service. So because East Baton Rouge Parish Library offers
bunch of research, both primary and secondary. We launched our Beyond the Books campaign. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about the strategy behind our campaign. So we came up with 3 big goals that we wanted to accomplish. The first one being to increase the awareness of the technologies and services of the library. So underneath this, we kind of went with the social media tactic here. So we wanted to see people, we wanted to get at least about 5 likes on all of our Facebook posts pertaining to the Beyond the Books campaign, as well as to the new main library. So to do this, we wanted to create a social media plan for our staff members to educate them on how to keep their messages consistent. In addition, we made a social media plan for them, as well as different types of posts that they could post, when to post, and how to post. And we wanted to hold an event to give them content to post about. So that was our little kind of social media purpose of that. Our next goal was to increase the usage. It's great that people are aware of what's going on, but we want them to actually come to the library and use the services, be more productive for them. So in this case, we wanted to see about a 5% increase in people who come to the library and actually use the services. So this could be anything from downloading an ebook, downloading music, coming to a leisure class at the library. So we wanted to see a 5% increase in that, as well as about 10% increase in the number of library card holders that from the beginning of the campaign all the way until the end. So to do this, we used a strategy of delivering brochures to people around the community, delivering bookmarks, making people aware of that, and also being able to sign up for library cards at the event that we hosted. And then our last goal was to just change the overall perception of what people think about the library. So for this, we wanted to see favorable media coverage about the library. We all know and trust the media, it's what we watch every day. So we thought that if we could get about 3 media sources to cover the library in a positive light, then we could see a changed perception about the library. So to get media coverage, we wanted to host an awesome event. So we were thinking about having an event at the new main library, inviting the media to come, as well as the stakeholders that are part of the library system, and see if we could get them to cover our event.
Okay, so we created informational deliverables such as these brochures and bookmarks pictured here as a way to further spread the Beyond the Books message. We distributed these materials throughout the community to schools and governmental agencies in the target 70806 zip code in an attempt to reach some of our target audiences, such as moms and unemployed people in the community, to make them aware of the resources available to them at the library. We also use social media as an implementation tool to try and reach our audiences and further spread the Beyond the Books message. We composed posts that were used on both the library Twitter and Facebook page, such as the example shown here. And because we understand the importance of using hashtags in social media to gain traction around a certain idea and a certain message, we use the Beyond the Books hashtag with each social media post that was implemented. We also developed an internal social media policy that was to be distributed among the East Baton Rouge Parish Library staff as a way to kind of educate them about the use of social media and for them to be able to maintain a consistent social media presence in the future. And it was kind of like just a what to do and what not to do in terms of social media for East Baton Rouge Parish Library staff. Another part of our implementation process was our event that Sam's going to go into further detail on.
Thanks, Maggie. So we chose to hold a sneak peek event at the new library building currently under construction for a number of reasons. First reason being that the new library building is a symbol that the library is evolving with the modern world. Another reason being that while the old library building, or the current library building, offers a lot of resources and technologies, the new building will be equipped to provide as much more services, technologies, and resources that the old building could. And thirdly, because we found that community members felt that the library was becoming irrelevant now that we have access to the internet by the touch of a finger, we felt that showing off all the new resources and technologies that the new building offered would be right up the alley of the mission of Beyond the Books campaign. In order for the event to stay exclusive, we only chose to invite stakeholders and donors of the library, local school boards, important city and state officials, and local media to the event. The event was originally supposed to be a thank you to those we developed a tour for the guests. The library staff took the guests through the new library, pointing out important details of the library. We placed tables strategically through the library to discuss the important details such as LEED certifications. That's actually a picture of the stained glass window that was donated very nicely. And of course, our Beyond the Books Technologies campaign. The event ended up being a big success. It began with pictures on our Step and Repeat and ended with a rooftop reception overlooking the Mayor's Oak Grove. We had a 25% attendance rate and 4 news media outlets covered it. We were featured on The Advocate, NOLA.com, WBRZ, and WAFB. This helped our campaign a lot because that reached local community members, a lot more local community members than we ever could.
So as Caroline mentioned, our first objective to reach our first goal was to receive more than 5 likes on Facebook posts pertaining to the Beyond the Books campaign as well as the new main library. By implementing our social media policy as well as composing social media posts, we were mostly effective in reaching this goal. All posts pertaining to the sneak preview event received more than 5 likes on Facebook. However, we had one post that only related directly to the Beyond the Books campaign that fell short of this objective. Our second and third objectives related to our second goal. We wanted to see a 5% increase in the number of people in the 70806 zip code to use services that go beyond the books of the library during the time of our campaign. Like Caroline mentioned, this could be attending a leisure class, downloading an ebook, downloading music, and much more. This could be measured by a comparison of our initial and our final survey results. And we also wanted to see a 10% increase in the number of library card holders from the beginning to the end of the campaign. So based on our survey results, we observed a 10% increase in library leisure class attendance, a 7% increase in ebook downloads, and a 14% increase in music downloads, and an 11% increase in the library's website access, helping us achieve our second goal. Based on our survey results, the data we received pertaining to the library card holders pertain to the entire East Baton Rouge Parish Library system. So we were unable to target exactly who got library cards from our targeted zip code. The number of library card holders increased by 1,722 during the course of the campaign. So we can only hope that 10 people got a library card because of the Beyond the Books campaign. Finally, we wanted to see favorable media coverage from at least 3 outlets, reliable local media outlets. We did a news content analysis on the stories published after our event, which you can see here, from NOLA.com, The Advocate, WAFB, and WBRZ. All of our news coverage was both positive and favorable for East Baton Rouge Parish Library, so our final and third goal was accomplished.
So we had a great time working with the East Baton Rouge Parish Library this semester. The new main library is opening in January of 2014, so we encourage all of you to